Morning. Welcome to another episode of Tie 24 Sports. Tie 24 Sports. Remember to follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Tie 24 Sports. Also, please, down at the bottom, you'll see donate to the channel, to the YouTube and the Facebook. Go to Cash App and donate $ TY Rebel 22. It's gonna be down at the bottom. Okay, so let's start off with the picks. You see the title, College Football Week 10, but we also have player props along with NHL and NBA. So first, I got Ohio State -2. I got Miami -13.5. Ole Miss money line, Army money line, Illinois +7.5 because they're underdog for some odd reason against Minnesota. We got I'm gonna trust Iowa State. You know, it's kind of iffy, but I'm gonna go money line with my Iowa State. Texas A&M -2.5 against a tough South Carolina team. We got Clemson money line against Louisville. I got Memphis money line. No, Memphis -2.5 against San Antonio, UTSA. And I got Vandy money line, though they're an underdog against Auburn. I think Vandy gonna stick it through. Maybe you want to take that off the ticket. So that's kind of like your risky one because I'm going against Vegas right there. And then I got Nebraska money line. Okay, now with the NHL picks, with the hockey, we got Florida Panthers money line, LA Kings money line, and then Washington Capitals money line. So you can book all of those. Then we're going to get to the NBA. And I'm going to cycle through these picks later on through the show. So, you can either pause it, write down your picks, or you can just rewind, but I'll come back to it again. We got Boston Celtics money line, Memphis Grizzlies money line, Sacramento Kings money line, Cleveland, they continue the undefeated streak money line. Maybe you want to take the Cleveland one off the ticket. You never know. And then I got the Suns money line. You can take the Heat, but they're on the road against Washington. I kind of want to see how they do. They're 2-2. We want to see how the Heat start getting on fire, how they usually do around this time, in the season. Okay, so now, player props. We got Jason Tatum +25 points. We got LaMelo Ball +20 points. We got Jaylen Brown +20 points. Tyrese Maxey +20 points. RJ Barrett +20, and Giannis +20. So I'm trying to give you some safe picks. Put those in the parlay, and those should hit. All right, so now you see to the right of me, you see the U. You got that freshman for the University of Miami starting. Well, actually, it disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. But let's go check out what's going on in the world of college football because there's a lot going on. It's a lot of visits for the Miami Hurricanes today. So hopefully they're able to get some of these recruits. Sorry, technical difficulties. This is why I don't like, going to the ground. But hey, all right. So here we go. So an update, we got Miami has extended an offer to a Duke commit, Bradley Gompers. He's 6'5", 215, a linebacker. He's been rising on their board, and it's crazy because they're actually playing Duke today. So if you follow on recruits.hurricanes on Instagram, you'll see what's going on with the Hurricanes. Also today, they got a big-time player at tight end. Well, no, actually, this is the offensive tackle. They've also offered a 4-star. That's a Georgia Tech commit. His name is Damola Ajadahun. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Amola Ajadahun. So he's 6'6", 280 at offensive tackle. He's currently committed to the Yellow Jackets, but he's a big-time prospect for the Miami Hurricanes. Ohio State is also looking at. And then Malachi Tony, the recruit from American Heritage that decommitted because he switched from a junior to a senior, so he graduated early. He committed to Alabama after being committed to Miami for over a year, and now he's back committed to Miami. So shout out to him because he's a touchdown machine. And then if you didn't know, last week, Clinton Portis' son for the 2026 class. Portis is the third commit for the 2026 class. He locks in his commitment for the Miami Hurricanes. So shout out to Clinton Portis and the whole Portis family. And Camden Portis. And then this just some commits that were there last week. Well, not commits, but recruits that were there last week for the Florida State game. But let's look at what's going on this week in college football. So if we pull up college football, let's go to Fox. You know, we always favor ESPN. Let's see what Fox got cooking up for us. Of course, they're hosting the game, Ohio State and Penn State. That's going to be a noon kickoff. But also a guy that's competing with Cam Ward for that Heisman, Ashton Jeanty. I saw him last night for Boise State. They put up big numbers on San Diego State. I believe they put up 56 on them. And Jeanty had another great performance. It's showing you where he is to this point compared to Barry Sanders. So he's a little bit short. You know, Barry Sanders has the all-time rushing single season record in college football with 2,628 yards. So far, Ashton Jeanty has 1,525 yards. So that's through 8 games. So we'll see what he does. Plus, they may go to the playoffs, so he may have more time to add some more yards. Also, the quarterback for Boise State, Mad Dog Maddox. That's what he goes by, Mad Dog. That's not his actual name, but hey, that's what the name that the world's giving him. 307 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. He was 24 of 32 passing. So shout out to Mad Dog. Yeah. And then Ashton Jeanty, as I mentioned, he had 149 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. So let's take a look at the Heisman hopeful. So he's very patient. That's what I like about it. He isn't the fastest. He is kind of strong. He isn't the strongest, but he got a nice stiff arm. But he is very patient. Give you that Le'Veon Bell almost type of vibe. You know, that's a lost art in the 20 teams, but it's coming back in the 2020s as the running back position is growing back. Look for running backs to start getting more respect in the league. But this guy, Ashton Jeanty, he has vision. You know, he'll let the defensive players set themselves up, and at the last minute, he'll redirect. So I like how he plays. These a couple more highlights from last night's game. And also shout out to UConn. You know, for a while they had stopped playing football. I think they were independent. I'm not sure exactly what something was going on with UConn football, but I believe they're bowl eligible after last night's win. And then South Florida with the comeback blowout win against Florida Atlantic, where the coaches didn't even want to shake each other's hand. We're gonna see if we can get some footage of that. But shout out to Boise State continuing on. Their only loss is a 3-point loss to Oregon, which is the number 1 team in the country. So Boise State looks like they're gonna be that group of 5 team to join the playoff, and they're not a real group of 5. They'll be in the Pac-12 when it comes back in 2 years. And this is another conversation that's been going on. What was the best running back room in college football history? Remember, Auburn had Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams. Miami had Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, and Willis McGahee, along with Najee Davenport as the fullback. Then Georgia had Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, DeAndre Swift. And a little bit before that, they had Nick Chubb and Todd Gurley. And I can't think of the other guy name that wore number 4. But I don't think that compares to the U. I like that Auburn backfield. You also had Christian McCaffrey and Bryce Love at Stanford. But let's not forget about Alabama. You had Mark Ingram. You had Eddie Lacy. And you had Trent Richardson. But then you had Eddie Lacy, Trent Richardson, and T.J. Yeldon. Then you had T.J. Yeldon and Derrick Henry. Then Derrick Henry and Damian Harris. So I think they kind of carried it on long. You know, Miami and Alabama carried it on for a long time because Miami went from Edgerrin James to the Clinton Portis and the Najee Davenport to the Willis McGahee and the Frank Gore. So that was like an 8-year span maybe. That went for a while. That was like from 97, really 96 if you count Edgerrin's freshman year, like maybe 96 all the way to like 2004. And, you know, Alabama went, you know, for even longer than that. Let's go to ESPN and check out what's going on in the world of college football. And then we're going to get up out of here. But you guys make sure you get those picks. And let me cycle through the picks again. This is the NBA picks. We got the Celtics. We got the Grizzlies. We got the Sacramento Kings. And we got the Cleveland Cavaliers along with the Phoenix Suns. You guys should have those player props. I had them up for a long time. We got NHL hockey. We got the Florida Panthers along with the LA Kings and the Washington Capitals. And then finally with college football, you got Ohio State -2 Miami minus 13.5. Ole Miss money line, Army money line, Illinois plus 7.5. Iowa State, you may want to take them off a ticket, but money line, Texas A&M minus 2.5, Clemson money line, Memphis money minus 2.5. Take that Vandy off of ticket, but maybe as a single bet, money line against Auburn because they are the underdog against Auburn, and then got Nebraska money line. So I'm gonna leave that up there. So going back to what's going on the ground, show you these graphics. As we getting closer to playoff time, you're gonna see a lot of people, ramping it up. Shout out to Ashton and shout out to Mad Dog again at Boise State. They are not playing any games on the blue turf. Also, SEC outlaws faking injuries. I don't know how they're gonna prove it, but it says they're going to stop any and all activity related to faking injuries to create timeouts. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey wrote in a memo this week to the league, athletic directors, and head coaches. Now, what I've seen on the sideline is coaches throwing up signs, and then you see a player, he's standing up, and then he just falls out. So I guess they're going to have to do like a judgment rule if they think it's real or fake. Also, they were making fun of the Dwayne Wade statue, saying it does not look like Dwayne Wade. I'm going to just leave it at that. I don't want none of the Dwayne Wade fans coming at me. But a lot of people are laughing like, what is that? Also, people talking about the Penn State-Ohio State, another big rivalry today. We got Florida and Georgia. Brandon Spike said, I wanted to destroy that guy, and I did. So let's show you an old clip of Florida versus Georgia. See if it comes up. I see they're doing a little talking here on the SEC Nation set. But let's see if we actually get the graphic. I'm watching this live. So we got Tebow and then Brandon Spikes, the two former Gators, or once a Gator, always a Gator, talking about their memories against Georgia. So this is Brandon Spikes against Noshawn Marino, I believe. So Brandon Spikes with the interception. But let's see the big hit. Okay. Yeah, so that's on a lot of highlight tapes over the years. People know the Davion Clowney against the running back. But this was a big time hit in the late 2000s, 2010s. That Brandon Spikes hit. So shout out to the Gators. Some people may think they're on upset alert for Georgia. That's why I didn't pick that game. Then we got Penn State. Penn State record versus top 5 teams since 2000 is 1-22. Wow, that's not good. Then we got Ole Miss, a former head coach, and now Auburn coach Hugh Freeze saying, I'm sick of seeing that quarterback. I've had enough of him. I don't remember Hugh Freeze being a big trash talker. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's talking about Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt. That's why I feel like Vanderbilt's going to put it on them. See, if they weren't the favorite or if they weren't talking trash, maybe you go with Auburn, but I feel like Vanderbilt is already a team with a chip on their shoulder. Why would you give them bulletin board material? That's bulletin board material. You got the head coach, not even a player, the head coach saying he's sick of you from the opposing team. I don't think that's a move I would make. He's a head coach. It's up to him. You run your organization how you run it. Maybe he's trying to galvanize the troops. But maybe you say that in-house. But to go publicly and say you're sick of him, sick of seeing him, hey, Vanderbilt, if you're sick of him, hey, maybe they'll give you some more what you're sick of. So you got to be careful what you say out here, But Hugh Freeze is a well-accomplished coach despite what's going on this year and last year at Auburn. Because he built Liberty. He put Ole Miss back on the map. So we'll see. But you see what Pavia has done against Missouri. You see what he's done against Alabama, Texas. They are not just beating up on nobody. This is the SEC, and they are like, 6-2, 5-2? I don't know why they're not ranked. I know they're 5-3, I think. But, yeah, they beat Virginia Tech, which we found out is a good team. Vanderbilt is nothing to play with, So that's going to be my show for today. I'm going to go back through the picks one more time. I don't know if I was going kind of quick for you guys. So you got the Ohio State, the Miami, Ole Miss, Army, Illinois plus 7.5, Iowa State, Texas A&M, Clemson, Memphis, Vanderbilt, and Nebraska. Then NHL, I'll pull it up really quick. In the NHL, we got the Panthers, LA Kings, and the Washington Capitals. So shout out to the Florida Panthers. And then in NBA, I didn't choose Miami Heat, but maybe you live bet it if you see the Heat doing well. I just don't trust it really. But try Jimmy for plus 15 points. Him and Tyler Hero for plus 15. I don't know about the 20. Okay, I'm at, you know what, Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy and Tyler Hero. Okay, so let's go Boston Celtics, Memphis Grizzlies, Sacramento Kings, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Phoenix Suns money line. And then for the player props, we got Jason Tatum plus 25 points. We got LaMelo Ball plus 20 points. Jaylen Brown plus 20 points. Tyrese Maxey plus 20 points. RJ Barrett plus 20 points. And Giannis Antetokounmpo plus 20 points. I'm out. That's the show.